Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Emily.
How was your week, Emily?
It was a good week. It was a busy week again, like kind of every week
Like
is,
usual.
but but it was really good. Yeah. How was
Good.
your week, Abby?
It was good. It was really busy, but it was good. I've been
Okay.
having a lot of car problems.
Oh
So
no.
they,
Tell me about them.
so it's a whole thing. So I needed an oil change. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go to the dealership, get my oil change. I also have two open recalls on my car. So I'm like, I'm just going to get them fixed the same time I get my oil changed, and it'll be great. We'll get everything done. And
Mhm.
so it's a Friday afternoon, like around like 3-ish. I take in my car. My appointment was at 3. And they're like, we're running behind, like, because I was supposed to just sit and wait for the car. And they're
Okay.
like, we're running behind. It's going to be a couple hours. Like, is there any way you can come back to get your car? And I'm like, well, let me make sure I have a ride, kind of a thing. They're like, no, we'll just
Yeah.
order you an Uber. So I'm like, okay. So they order me an Uber. I go home and I'm just hanging out waiting, and they close at 6. So they told me they'd be done at 6. And then the guy told
Mhm.
me that they close at 6, but he's not leaving until I get my car back.
Okay.
So 6 comes around, and then 6:30 comes around, and then 7 comes around, and then 7:30 comes around, and I get a text that says, "Sorry, we couldn't get to your car today. It'll be first thing tomorrow." I'm like, "Great. Now I really don't have a car for the rest of the day." But
Yeah.
whatever, it's just one night. It's fine. So so Saturday morning, I get a text saying my car's done. So I go to pick it up, and like they hand me the sheet of like what they did, and it just has the oil change. And I'm like, I put on my, like when I scheduled my service that I had two recalls. Like, were they able to fix the
Hmm.
recalls? They're like,
Yeah.
no, no, it looks like they didn't do the recalls, just the oil change. So you're gonna have to come back next week to do the recalls. And I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh.
great, that's awesome. So I schedule an appointment, and it's for 9 a.m. on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, they send me a text that they got this new like valet service where they'll come pick up your car so you don't have to take it there. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. I don't have to like figure something out at work, like figure
Yeah.
out my
Yeah.
car. And they're like, this one recall takes a little bit of time. So like it might take a few hours or whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine. So they come pick up my car at like 8. And then they have a like online tracker where you can track your service. And
Hmm.
by like noon, it hadn't updated at all. So I call them and I'm like, have you guys started my car? Like, you've had it for
Yeah.
like 4 hours now. Like, have you started my car? They're like, yeah, we're just having a problem with the system. So like the tracker thing's not working right now, but your car's getting
Okay.
worked on. It's
Amazing.
fine. I'm like, well, okay, like how long do you think this is going to take? Like, just so I know, like, if it's going to go beyond my work hours, do I need to find a way to either get to the dealership or have someone come pick me up and then bring me back? Like, the whole
Yeah.
thing. They're like, oh, it'll be done by 3. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's great. Like, I work till 4. And so then 3 o'clock comes around. They send me a text saying that your service is done. Like, they're going to send someone to bring it back over. I'm like, great. So I finally get a
Just in time.
text. So I finally get a text saying that they're gonna they've like scheduled the valet pickup kind of a thing. Says they'll be here
Okay.
at 3:45. And I'm like, okay, great, that's fine. This is great. This is working out. 3:45 rolls around. Not one sign. I hadn't even gotten the text saying they'd left yet.
Oh
Four
no.
o'clock rolls around. 4:15 rolls around. And finally they're like, okay, we're on our way now. They didn't get there till like 4:30. I work down the street from this dealership.
Yeah. You're so close.
So I'm like just sitting there working late, like waiting for my car because I'm trapped. And so that was a whole thing. And then, like a month and a half ago, I got hit in Target. Did I tell you about this?
No.
I got hit in the Target parking lot. And I was just driving looking for a stall, and she backed up into me.
Oh
So it
my
wasn't a big
gosh.
deal. It wasn't a big deal because we were both driving really slow, but it did
Hmm.
scratch up my front bumper a little bit. And so, like, since it was obviously entirely the other person's fault, their insurance was covering it. So I'm like, it's not like that big of a deal on my car, but like it's free, so I might as well get it fixed.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
finally go to the deal or the body shop that's gonna fix my car on Wednesday.
Hmm.
And or no, Friday. Wait, it was probably Friday. I think it was Friday.
Okay.
It was Friday. So I go on Friday yeah, it was Friday to get like an estimate and everything and an appointment set up to get my car fixed. And that all went night. Well, the guy was really, really nice. And we got it scheduled. And then I'm driving home. Guess who gets the world's biggest rock chip? Right in her windshield.
Oh
Me.
no.
I was so mad. I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. It is the
Hmm.
worst. So, and I got that filled yesterday because it was so big. I'm like, I'm not letting this run even for a minute because
Yeah,
it's gonna explode because it was huge.
makes sense.
So hopefully the end of my car saga is coming to an end next week when I get the bumper fixed. But it's
Yeah, that's
been a
hopeful.
whole
I mean,
thing.
have you had your car even a year yet?
Yeah, like I hit a year like a week ago, something like that. So,
Okay.
and everything's been great up until like the last month when everything has
Just
just
chaos.
gone awry. But it's okay.
Dang.
It's all good.
Dang.
Yeah. So that's my
Crazy.
car. It's my car update.
Car update for
Car
Abby. Wow.
update.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna have a fresh new bumper soon, so that's exciting.
That'll be fun. That'll be really nice, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. So what about you? Anything exciting?
So let's see. So this week was again pretty busy, but it was a good week. So one of the fun things that I did this week, my work, my team that I work on, we had our team day. And so super fun. We went to a little island just in Helsinki, just on the coast there.
Mm-hmm.
And we like had lunch all together and then like we got to play like team games. So there was like a scavenger hunt throughout the island and like you have to go to these spots and like solve these clues and like try and get as
Cute.
many points as possible. Um, and so it was so fun. And it was great too because I'm the only person on my team that goes into the office. Like the rest of my team is fully remote.
Mm.
So it was really nice to like actually meet these
Meet
people
them? Yeah, for sure.
because I haven't met them before. So it was
Mm-hmm.
really fun to meet them. Um, I will tell you, our team did lose in terms of how many points we got,
But you won in
but
vibes.
we won in vibes.
Yes.
I like vibes were up. Like I kept those vibes really high.
Good.
And then also, I think if there was a well, no, there was an award for best leaps through the forest, and that was won by myself.
Absolutely, as there should be.
Did I make up the award and give it to myself? Yes, but
Who
it was a
who knows?
necessary award. I
Who
think it was a
knows?
necessary
I
award.
would agree. I
You
would
know?
agree. Yeah.
So, and Abby, you will be so excited to know I didn't fall over once.
That is a big deal. That is a really big deal. Those of you who don't know, Emily trips on air. She has a hard
She
time just
will,
walking.
not even walking, standing.
Yeah,
I will just,
existing. Hmm.
I will just be, I'm not even kidding, standing still and I'll fall over.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like,
accurate
truly.
representation. Yep.
Like, like I just fall over. So I was really worried as we're running through the forest on forest ground that I was going to fall. And I told everybody on my team that if I fell, just keep going because it happens a lot and it's not a big deal. I'm gonna fall, it's fine.
Yes.
But I didn't fall and I was leaping through the forest.
Very
So
impressive.
really, vibes were up and I won.
That's really
So,
exciting. That is really, really exciting. That doesn't happen
so
very often.
exactly. It doesn't. And so that was great. That was so fun. That was Friday. So it was like such a blast for work that day. We just went to this island. It was so cool.
That's way fun.
And then yesterday, Saturday, we're recording this on Sunday. So there you go.
There you go.
Yesterday, I went up to Hämeenlinna where our family lives, where our aunts and uncle and cousins live. And I spent the day with them, and it was so much fun. They're just the cutest people
They're the
ever.
best. We love them so much.
They're so sweet. So, in order to get there, I have to take a train and then a bus. And I can like trains, I'm really good with. I can navigate those super well. But the like long distance buses, because they're not just like your city bus, they're like long distance buses
Mhm.
when you get to where they live. I have no clue how to use those. Like they're kind of a whole different beast than than like normal. public transport.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, so I was really concerned about it and really worried like the whole time. And this is my fault, but the bus driver, I guess there were two stops in the city where they live. And the bus driver asked, and I didn't quite hear him correctly. He asked if it was this stop or the other stop. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, no, that's good. We'll just like, just there is great. Well, that was the wrong stop that I told him.
Mm,
So he let me out like 4 kilometers away from where I needed
swag.
to be
Hmm.
and where from where my aunt was picking me up because she's so cute and didn't want me to like walk the half mile to her house from the bus stop that she's like, I will drive and pick you
Of
up.
course, yes.
So sweet, which ended up being great because then I would have had to walk like 5 kilometers to her house because I got
Hmm.
dropped off at the wrong bus stop.
That's so funny.
And so it was so sweet. So she came and picked me up and took me to their house and we had lunch and we were just hanging out. And she knitted me a scarf because she was so
Cute.
worried because winter's coming. And I don't know how it is in Utah, but in Finland this week is like full fall. Like there was like a temperature switch and it switched and it is now cold, which is great, but it's like it has become fall like fully.
Hmm.
And so our aunt was really worried that that I didn't have a scarf, that I didn't have proper socks, so she knitted me another pair of socks.
Very
Like
nice, very sweet of her.
so sweet. So and then she like got me a matching hat so it all like looks cute.
Very cute.
So yeah, so that was just the best. And then on the way home they took me to the correct bus stop, which you can see from their backyard. So it's really close to their
Yes.
house. But all of them, all like both of our aunts and our uncle, they came to the bus stop and got out of the car and sat and stood at the bus stop waiting with me for like 10 minutes in the cold, waiting for the bus to come so that they made sure I was safe and I was good to go. So that was just like the cutest thing ever. Like it was so fun. They're just adorable and it just like made my heart so happy to like hang out with them yesterday. Um so
Yeah,
yeah,
they're the
that was
cutest. They are the cutest. We love them so much.
yeah, so super fun. Um I do have one thing I need to complain about and everybody needs to hear about it. So that's next. I do you see this? Do you see this Yafa?
Yeah.
It's a really pretty, see, those of you that can see, it's a nice, pretty pink color. It's really kind of fun and it looks cute. The cap is cute, whatever, like we love. Um, and it's Caribbean flavored.
Fun.
This looks like it would be good. And it sounds like it would be good.
It's not.
It is not good.
R.I.P.
So, if you guys come and have Yafa, don't get this one. That's all.
Good to know. Good to know.
I just needed to tell everybody because I was really excited about this actually, and then disappointed.
I mean, I don't know how much further from the Caribbean you can get in Finland, so I gotta say I'm not shocked, but
Well,
disappointed for
I
sure.
I have there's an energy drink that I like here that's Caribbean flavored, and that's really good. Like that's like
Mm,
a solid Caribbean flavor. This is just
not it.
not hitting, but that's okay. I will find another one. But there
Well,
you
you can
go. I
always
just
just go
wanted to
back to
like
the original Jaffa.
that too. But there's so many flavors. You got to just
It's
try them all.
true.
It's
Very
like
true.
Pokemon, you know?
Very true.
So, um, okay. Abby, let's get into it today.
Okay. There was one pop culture thing I wanted to mention.
Okay.
At least one. I don't know. I wrote it down. There's one I can think of right now.
Okay.
Have you been keeping your eye on the Nutter Butter TikTok?
Mm, I
So,
can't say that I've seen it.
so the delicious treat Nutter Butters,
My favorite.
has a demon who has taken over their TikTok. Everyone needs to stop watching right now. Go look up the Nutter Butter TikTok and then come back and share your thoughts because there were a lot of these fun jokes about, oh, we're gonna let the Gen Z intern take over the social media. Something bad has happened on Nutter Butter. It
Huh.
is beyond weird. Like it is
Okay.
like alarming. It is alarming what is going on in this TikTok. Um, so I just needed to mention that. I really think everyone needs to take time out of their day to go see what's happening. It does make me want to buy Nutter Butter though, so it's working.
So really, the Gen
Um,
Z intern is doing the most.
yes, but it's terrifying these videos they are producing. So
Okay.
everyone needs to go look at Nutter Butter TikTok because it's it's like Icarus. We flew too close to the sun with this social media thing, and we've burned up. We've burned up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it, so I will be one of those people to go and look.
Well, what's funny
Yeah.
is they've been putting out these videos since like July, and I had no idea about it until this week. And there's so many videos. There is so
Is
many
there
videos.
really?
It's so funny. It is so, so funny. So
Hmm.
everyone
Okay.
go to spend a good hour just looking through all of Nutter Butter's TikToks because they are
It's good.
incredible.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I don't think we have any other pop culture stuff. I will mention this again. Um, Nobody has texted us yet about a scary movie. And I'm
Oh, no,
putting
no,
it
no, no, no,
earlier.
no. Check our YouTube comments. Check our YouTube comments. We have a
Someone
comment in
commented and
YouTube.
you, okay,
Yes.
then never mind. I haven't
So
looked
shout out. And it was a really good comment too. So
really. Okay,
shout
I'm gonna
out.
look right now because
Shout
I want
out.
to know. I want to know. I need to check YouTube. I quite honestly forgot about YouTube comments, if I'm being honest. Is it Maddie?
No,
It's not?
it's better. I love you, Maddie, but this one's better.
Okay, let's see if I can get to it because I'm curious now.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I can just tell
Where
you if
are
you
we?
can't find it either.
No, I found it. I
Okay.
just need to. Okay, here we go. Watch it be Tyler.
Nope.
No, it's mom.
It's mom. She gave
Mom's
us,
not allowed to.
I don't know. She's allowed to. Come on. She is allowed to.
I said in the. I said it could be mom, dad, or
Oh,
you.
well, it's the movie. You've already seen the movie. It's The Shining. She recommended The Shining,
We
which
can
is
watch The Shining.
incredible. Incredible.
How about we do Silence of the Lambs instead?
That's a good movie too. The Shining's better,
That's
but
a
The
good
Silence of
movie.
the Lambs is good. But um
We'll see.
The Shining's
Bless mom.
incredible. And
Maybe
thank
because mom
you.
went to YouTube, I will
Yes.
do it.
Well, and of course it counts.
It does
So,
count. If she went all the way to
yes.
YouTube, so it works.
Yes. So we appreciate
Okay.
it. We appreciate it.
Also, one thing we also need to talk about, Abby was killing it with the clips this week.
I did. I put up
She
clips.
did the most.
I might do
She
more. I don't
did
know. We'll see.
she did so good. I'm so
We'll
proud
see.
of her.
But yeah, so exciting things, very exciting things.
There you go.
Alrighty, okay, let's get into
Okay.
it.
Okay, so for this week for the episode, we wanted to do like a pop culture, what is it? What did you call it?
Time
Time capsule?
capsule. Yes, pop culture
Yeah.
time capsule.
So I picked two separate years, and I wrote down a lot of stuff about them, and we're going to kind of talk about it. Um, the first year that I picked was a very significant year, I felt like. It was 2014.
Okay, yep.
So
This was a good year.
this was a good year. This is the year I graduated high school. This is the year I started college. Like to me, this has a lot of like good stuff in it.
Gotcha.
Um, So we'll just kind of go down from the top and we can just talk about a couple of we don't need to like sit and talk about everything, but like let's talk about them because
Okay,
there's some things to discuss, that's for
absolutely.
sure. So, one of the biggest things in 2014, Kim and Kanye got married
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This was a big deal. 10
with
years
their
ago. This is all 10 years ago. That's kind of crazy.
yeah, this is literally a decade ago. And it kind of like blows my mind that this was 10 years ago with some of these. Um, yeah, Kim and Kanye got married. The Wall of Flowers.
You know, if only we could have seen what the next 10 years would bring for them.
So much
So much.
chaos. That's for
But
sure.
her hair and makeup broke the internet. I remember that everyone wanted her hair done like Kim K at her
I think
wedding.
everybody still kind of does.
Yeah.
Like some
Well, it's just
variation
a
of it.
it's an iconic
It's
do.
timeless. Yeah.
Timeless. Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember because that was when, YouTube videos like makeup YouTube was really big. Everyone was doing the Kim Kardashian wedding look. So,
hmm
so
Yeah.
yeah,
No, absolutely. It was a good
definitely,
time.
definitely a moment in time.
hmm Absolutely. Next we have Joan Rivers and Robin Williams passed away, which
Oh, it's a sad year.
blew my mind that it was 10 years for both of them that they had
Hmm.
passed because I just didn't think it was that long ago. I don't know, like
Yeah. I
it was
mean,
just kind
I
of
feel like
interesting.
Robin Williams passed away so long ago. Like it feels like a long, long time ago. Like I feel like him and like Michael Jackson passed away around the same time, which they didn't because Michael Jackson was a long time before then. But
He was in 2009.
yeah. So like I don't know, but I feel like it's just been a long time. The world has missed Robin Williams for a long, long time.
Yep, I agree.
And we
It's really
have
sad. That one broke my heart when he
yeah, that
passed
was
away,
like
that's
that
for
was really,
sure.
really sad. I remember that was like really heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, on a lighter note, kind of. Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin consciously uncoupled in the year
Oh,
2014.
I remember this. I remember the conscious uncoupling. You know, I'm glad they've made it work. It seems like they're happy in their situation. They figured things out. The conscious
Yep.
uncoupling was one of the first
The
times I remember being like, well, that's such BS. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, come
it
on.
was it was really a time to look at celebrities and be like, what are we doing?
Yes.
Like
Hmm.
what is consciously uncoupling?
Hmm.
Like
Like, you guys broke up. It's okay to
you
say
broke
that.
up.
It's okay to
It's
say that.
okay. You're
Hmm.
getting divorced. That is
That's okay.
okay.
Yes.
You say it, please.
Yes. The conscious uncoupling. That was so funny. I forgot about
So
that.
funny. It killed me so much. I was laughing because it was just so funny. Okay, another big thing, 2014. Ice bucket challenge.
I remember this.
Did
This
you ever do
was,
it?
no, I didn't. Did you?
No, I never got nominated, so
Yeah, I
I'm
think I
really
was, I mean, I was 13, so I think I was on the younger edge of
mm,
like not many people I knew did it. But
okay.
it was a moment in time. I remember the
You
ice
know,
bucket.
I wish that something would take over social media again, like the ice bucket challenge did. Like, like I wish that that would come back almost with a fury,
Oh, I
just like
agree.
because truly, like, what a wild time and like a united time on social media
Yeah.
where someone who knows who it was, I don't remember, I don't know,
It was
decided they
someone
were
with
gonna
the
pour,
ASL.
yeah, they were gonna pour cold water on themselves and then challenge three people to do it.
Hmm.
And the whole world did it.
Yeah,
Like I
it
I
blew up.
yeah, like I've spoken to people here in Finland and they like have mentioned like we've talked about like stuff whatever and it came up randomly
Hmm.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, we did it over here too." And so it like went
Everywhere.
everywhere. Like oh my like I have the most vivid memory because it started right as it was like going on like right when I moved to college. So like my first like 2 or 3 days in college, one of my roommates got challenged to do it. And like I just remember us getting all of the ice together and finding a bucket and we like had to go outside and like it's a core memory of like the beginning of college for me
That's so funny.
is this ice bucket challenge.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
remember
just
you couldn't get on Instagram, or I don't know, it might have
yeah.
even been Vine back then where they were posting all
No,
these.
it wouldn't have been Vine because Vine was only 6 seconds, so you're not doing that on Vine.
I guess that's true. Then I
It
think it
would
was
have
Twitter, to
been
be honest. I think it was Twitter.
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Because I
Because
don't know if you
Facebook was
could,
still
that's true.
going
I don't
on.
know if you could put videos on Instagram yet, though.
No, you could. It was absolutely on Instagram.
Okay. Well, you couldn't get on social media without
Seeing it
seeing it
everywhere.
everywhere. It
Yeah,
was really funny. So that was
it
that
killed
was a
me.
good time.
That was like iconic, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like there was a lot of like zebra print with that as well. Like
Absolutely.
zebra
The
print t-shirt,
zebra,
like
like
tank tops and
the
stuff. The
chevron
blue,
print,
the
the
chevron.
mustaches. Like,
Guys, 2014 was such a good year.
mhm.
Like,
Like
oh my gosh.
let's bring this up. For Emily's 18th birthday, she had a zebra print and hot pink birthday cake.
I will tell you, that was 16,
Oh, that was 16. Okay, okay.
but
That's better.
vibe's still the same.
Vibe's still the same. I
It
guess
it's
that
the exact same thing.
2012 to 2014 were kind of the same. But
Yeah.
it was iconic. It was really iconic. That was like Tumblr era. Like that was big Tumblr times.
See, I wish I would have known more about Tumblr
I
because I
know because I
really didn't
never
know.
got into it.
I never got into it. And now I hear people talk about like Tumblr era, and I'm like, ah, I wish I could have been a part of like the actual Tumblrness of it all because I was for sure like part of like the other like the vibes of Tumblr, but
Yeah,
like
I
I
feel
never
like
was on Tumblr.
I experienced everything, all of Tumblr through Pinterest. Like it all made
Yes.
its way over to
Yes. Oh
Pinterest, and
my
that's how
gosh.
I consumed it.
I that was the big Pinterest era, I feel like.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Okay. This is a very controversial one that is quite close to my heart right now. How I Met Your Mother ended in 2014.
Okay. So we've talked about this
Yes.
away from the podcast before because we both love this show so much.
I'm currently in a rewatch and I just started season 9. Like I
Okay,
just started the last
the
season.
last season.
Yeah,
And I am a firm believer that the ending sucks, that it sucks
absolutely.
big time. Big, big time. It is honestly like the most disappointing ending ever. Like,
It was
really, though.
horrible.
It was
There was
horrible.
there was no reason for literally anything to happen the way it did.
No, no.
Like Barney and Robin should have stayed together. There was no reason for them to get divorced.
Or if they were going to break them up, like if they wanted to have the same ending they did, they should not have made the entire last season Robin and Barney's wedding. Like,
Yes.
like they
Yes.
paced it so terribly that the
Hmm.
ending was just such a letdown. Like such a letdown.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It kills
Spoilers,
me.
I guess, if you've never seen it, but it is the worst ending.
If you've never seen How I Met Your Mother by now, 10 years later, I think we're allowed to freely speak about what
Yes.
happened. But yeah, like the ending was just horrible. And so okay, as I said, I'm in a rewatch right now. And I just finished season 8. And season 8, one of the last episodes of season 8, has my favorite How I Met Your Mother scene of all time. It's when like Ted like goes running to the mom's house
Oh,
before, and
that's
he's
such a
like
sweet episode.
he's like, this is 45 days before I'm gonna meet you, and all I want to do is just be here with you because I would give anything for those 45 days. And like I cry every single time I watch that
That is
clip. It's like
such a sweet section.
it's so good, and like the show was just done so well up until the end.
Hmm.
And like it's just so sad because like I don't know, that 2-minute clip of Ted talking about it, like to me just like encompasses like everything that the show was about and like why
Hmm.
people related to it so much. And so it just sucked that it felt like he just threw it away at the end.
Yeah.
Like that show played such a huge part and was so important, and it just felt like it was, ugh, here you
Yeah.
go, whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel
No,
like
I
that
agree.
scene explains why it was so
Yeah.
good.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. It was really like really the most disappointing ending to a show ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for
Which is
sure.
funny.
But
I thought it came out a lot earlier than that because I finished How I Met Your Mother for the first time in 2015. So
yeah, right after.
it was right after. I didn't realize it was like I thought it'd been out for a while.
Yeah.
Well, the more you
Nope.
know.
The more you know. Okay, another big thing started in 2014, and Frozen the movie came out.
Ugh,
Um, yep, we talked about this a couple weeks ago in the Disney Princess one,
we
like
did.
how it came
We're not
out.
big Frozen
We're
fans.
not big Frozen fans, but it felt wrong to not include it in significant things that happened that year.
Absolutely, because it changed the world. It really did change the world,
It did.
unfortunately. But
Unfortunately, it changed the world.
we also
But
got the
yeah,
iconic, the wickedly talented Adele
talented
Dazeem,
Adele Dazeem.
which is the funniest thing in the whole entire world. Like there's some of
It kills
those
me.
like live like flubs that are so funny.
Hmm.
That's like got to be number one on the list. Like that is so funny.
Absolutely. It is
So
so
funny.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah. I I love it. Um, I also remember because here's the deal also. Like I do not like Idina Menzel. Like big hot take, not a fan. She kind of
I'm
just
not
drives me
either.
bonkers.
I agree.
And so when she was in Wicked, it drove me insane because not Wicked,
Frozen.
Frozen,
So she was
my
good in
brain.
Wicked. I'll give her
She
Wicked.
was
She was
great in
good.
Wicked. But Frozen, it just made me so mad. And I remember just being so excited because our voice teacher at the time knew somebody who was at a karaoke bar with Indina. And Indina sang Let It Go because why, what else? Like, of all
What
the
else is
things
she
you're
gonna
going to
do?
sing at a karaoke bar,
Of
she's going to sing her
course.
own song from Frozen,
Of course.
of course. But she could not sing it very well. Like she did not hit the whole all the notes and stuff. And our voice coach showed me the video, and I just felt so much better about my own ability to sing after. And I
Well,
know that sounds so bad, but
that's like
it was
thing
just
is, it's like she has never been able to sing that song.
no.
And she can sing, don't get me wrong. Like everyone's heard
Hmm.
Wicked, she can sing. Why on earth has like it's just unfortunate that like her most iconic song is one she can't even perform because like a couple
Yeah.
months ago or something she was singing it at a concert and had
And
to
it was so
restart
bad.
and she could never get it. Like she restarted it many, many times and could never get it. So
Yeah. I had always
I
heard
feel
that
bad.
she
I actually do feel
recorded
bad for
it.
her.
I heard she recorded it like three keys down and
And
then
they
they tuned it
transposed it.
up.
Yeah.
And so, which would make sense.
Yeah. But like
But then, like,
why?
why?
And like, why try and sing it live is my
Yeah.
question. Like, if you know you can't, why are we trying to sing it
Why
live?
do we? Yeah. I don't know. So there
So
you
I
go.
actually, I mean, I
Frozen.
do feel bad for Adina for that because that's got to be embarrassing.
That's a
But
big bummer. But also, you
yeah,
know. Um, okay, this one shocked me that this was in 2014 because this I feel like was quite a significant time in our lives, and I thought it was way before this. In 2014, Jimmy Fallon took over The Tonight Show.
really?
Yes.
That's interesting because I don't remember Jay Leno at all.
Yeah.
Like
It
I
was
like
2014.
I remember he did it, but like I don't know, maybe we just never watched it. We only started
We
watching
didn't watch it.
when what's it, Jimmy Fallon took over, but
Yeah.
I would have guessed 2007, 2008.
Right? Me too. But then I think, do you remember like his opening week when he had Kristen Wiig come out as Harry Styles for an interview?
Oh my
And
gosh,
like,
yes.
do you just remember how like his start of the show was so good?
It
Like
was so good.
somehow he really pulled it together and had the coolest beginning. And like I like all the clips, all the viral clips that came from that was wild.
Wild. Yeah, I do remember that. That was so funny. That was a good time. That was a good time.
I need to go back and watch some of those like early ones. Like I need to watch
Hmm.
the Kristen Wiig as Harry
That was
Styles
so
again.
funny. I remember that was so funny.
Like she like I feel like that was one of my my not my first introduction to Kristen Wiig, but one of my earlier
Hmm.
introductions because I feel
Yeah.
like because like obviously like Bridesmaids and stuff like that is amazing. But like I didn't see her a ton on SNL until after she was off, I feel like I wasn't
Yeah.
watching it when she was
Yeah.
on. And so I've watched more clips of her after. And so it like I feel like the Harry Styles thing was like
Was
one
the
of the
first.
first.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
Kristen Wiig. I always say she's my favorite female comedian. I think she is hilarious. I love, love, love her. And that Harry Style thing was hilarious. It was so funny.
so good. And she looked so much like it because that
She
was
really
during Harry
did.
Styles like painfully skinny jeans with the
Hmm.
bandana and the fluffy hair and
Hmm.
she looked so much like him. It was
It
so
was an
freaking
iconic
funny.
time. It was really an iconic time. I miss
Yeah,
those days.
I do too. That was really oh, I miss it. It was so fun.
So good.
So, okay, so the next thing on the list is this was a huge year for YA books turned to movies. Like
Yes, it
Hunger Games
was.
came out, Fault in Our Stars came out, and Divergent came out. There were more, but those ones specifically were on this list.
Yes.
And holy cow,
Let me tell
what a
you,
year.
I ate these up. This was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this was my prime, I think. The YA 2014 to, or 20, probably 2012 to 2015 era
Yep.
was, it is where I thrived. That was my
Me
peak.
too.
I,
Absolutely.
the Hunger Games ate those up. Like, oh my gosh, I love them so much.
I
Divergent
still to this day.
ate those up. Oh my gosh, except the last Divergent, I don't want to talk about it. I'm still really upset about it.
Well, we're
The
gonna
Fault in
have to
Our
talk about
Stars,
it.
The Fault in Our Stars will go down as one of my top five favorite books of all time. That book changed the chemical composition of my body. I loved that era so much, so
So
much.
good. No, because what? So I think the first Hunger Games, like the first Hunger Games came out in 2012. So this I think was
Mhm.
Catching Fire year. And Catching Fire
The
is
best Hunger Games.
the best Hunger Games,
Hmm.
followed closely by the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, personally. Um, but but Catching Fire is the
The
best
best.
best one ever. And like the I don't know, the Hunger Games adaptations were so freaking good.
They
Like
were so good.
they did such a good job. And it was just like such a time to be alive during all these like the hung during I just the midnight premieres of it all and like
Incredible,
the
incredible.
vibes were so good during
Hmm.
this with
They
it.
really were.
Um yeah, like Hunger Games was wild. We do need to talk about Divergent
Ugh.
because that was so much. Those books were so good.
So let me take you through a journey here.
Okay, let's
I
hear.
remember I had read the first two books and the third one hadn't came out yet. So we were waiting patient me and my friend, we were both obsessed with these books. We were patiently
Okay.
waiting, patiently waiting. Well, and there were three of us. We were patiently waiting for this. I think this was seventh grade for me. So the book finally comes out.
Yeah, that would have been
We
2014.
Mm-hmm. The book
Mm-hmm.
finally comes out. We read it, and we were like genuinely mad for weeks. Like it was all we could talk about was how bad the ending
Really?
to this book was. We were so upset because we had spent so much time and so much love into these books. Just for them to end the way they did was so beyond disappointing. I can't even talk about it.
Really, I've never read the last book.
It was the last 100 pages, just knife in my heart, and just, oh my gosh. Oh my
Really?
gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So whoever
I'll
wrote
have
those
to,
books, I can't remember what her name was. I have beef with you. I have big beef
yeah.
with you.
Well, the final book only got half of a movie made. So, well,
Yeah.
one movie only got half of it
Well,
made.
that's
So,
what's so funny because I remember I was so mad that I was like, I'm not going to go see this movie. Like for the
yeah.
movies for this book, like I am genuinely that mad. And so the first one came out, and I'm like talking because I think our brothers went and saw it. I was talking to
Did
them, and
they
I'm
really?
like, yeah, I feel like I remember Adam seeing it, but I could be wrong. I
Okay.
could be thinking of someone else. But I remember talking to him and being like, wasn't the ending so stupid? Like talking about the ending. And he's like, that's not what happened at the end of the book or end of the movie. I'm like, did they change it because everyone was so upset? Like, what happened? Come
Yeah.
to find out, it's a part one. And they never did the part two. They never did the part two because that book was genuinely like that. It pissed people off so bad. No one
Oh,
wanted to see it.
it's just so funny because I feel like that was also the era when all the final books were getting split into
Getting
part
part
twos.
twos, yeah.
Everything got part twos.
Harry
And
Potter,
so
Twilight, Hunger Games,
probably
more.
something else.
That's all I can think of off the top of my head, but more.
Same. Divergent.
Divergent.
But it's crazy that they like just canceled the second movie.
Yeah.
Like they just legitimately never finished the
Yep.
series. And I
Hmm.
think that's hilarious.
It's
Like
so funny.
what I remember seeing the first movie in that series and I hated it. Because like I really liked the first book, but for something about the movie just didn't sit quite right. And I just didn't love it. And I think that's also what my vibes are with uglies right now because this is the same era, it's the same everything. I feel
Yes.
like the vibes with the uglies are just like it's just missing the mark. Like there's
Hmm.
something that's just not right. And so but I felt that way with Divergent. Like Divergent just barely like it just missed the mark. Like it just didn't quite do it.
The first one was really good. I will say the first one was really good.
Okay.
The second one was It was okay. It wasn't as good. The third one I never
Okay.
saw. I literally never saw it. But
So funny.
if we remember, this was also a crazy important thing that Shailene
Yes.
Woodley and Ansel Elgort were brother and sister in the Divergent movies, and then they were lovers in
In
The Fault in Our
Fault in Our
Stars
Stars,
like 20
which
minutes later.
it was the same, like, same Oscar cycle, I think, quite
I think it,
honestly.
no, no, literally, it was the same year. I think it was the
It
same year.
was, well, it was obviously because Divergent came out and Fault in Our Stars came out in
Hmm.
2014. Like, it was the same everything. And oh my gosh, they're so much better in Fault in Our Stars.
So much better. But seriously, The Fault in Our Stars, like that movie changed me. It changed me. That book and that movie changed me. It was me and my two friends. We were both obsessed with, we were all obsessed with books at this point in time. We like prepped for months for the midnight premiere of
Really?
Fault in Our Stars. Like
Hmm.
I mean, I could go back and find tweets about how excited I was for this movie. This, like, I genuinely I was probably the most into like pop culture as I've ever been in this moment in time because of these YA novels.
Really?
They were so incredible. They really changed my life.
That's so funny.
I was deep into these books and these
Hmm.
movies.
Yeah. No, I loved Fault in Our Stars. Like that was such a good movie. And oh my gosh, this is the funniest story. So I need to tell it. So I loved Fault in Our Stars, thought it was such a good movie. And mm, at the time, 2014, Tinder had just become a thing. Just very,
Okay.
like it was very new.
Mm-hmm.
Like truly it was a new thing. And I had recently broken up with my boyfriend, so I was like, Tinder it is, you know. Got on Tinder, matched with this kid on Tinder, and he's like, "We should go see a movie." And I was like, "That sounds great. Like, let's do it."
Yes.
Um, and he's like, "Have you seen any good movies recently?" My thought when someone says that to you and you're going on a date and he says, "Let's go to the movie theater." Do you assume that that means we won't go see those movies?
I don't know what you mean.
Like if he's like, have you been to the theater and seen any good movies lately? Would you assume that like if he asks that, you're not gonna go see the movies that you've already seen?
No, I would assume he's asking for recommendations of what movie to see.
Okay. So I thought that he was talking about like, well, then he also like he's like I think he had said something about like let's find something you haven't seen yet, you know, like what have you seen? I That's what it was. He did say like let's find
Okay.
something we haven't seen. And what have you seen? And have you
Gotcha.
seen any good movies? So there was like some discussion of like we
This
haven't
movie
seen
has
like
already seen. Yes.
yeah. And I was like, "Oh, well, I just saw The Fault in Our Stars because it had just come out."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Perfect. Let's go to that."
You're like, great.
And I was like,
Do you
"Okay,
know what
like
kind
that's
of
a
movie
great
this
movie.
is?
Do you know what kind of movie it is?" Like I again, as we know, Emily's a crier. So, did she bawl her way through this movie? Yes.
Absolutely.
Does she still bawl her way through that movie?
Absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So I was like, I don't really want to like first date, I'm just crying. And so it was just, and it ended up just being like really awkward because like it was The Fault in Our Stars and it was a
Hmm.
first date and I was like 18 and I was like, I just was not in that place to watch that movie with that guy. And so I was like, this is
That's
just
really funny.
awkward. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was just,
no. It changed my life. Like because I read the book like two or three times before the movie came out. Like I
mhm,
loved this book so much. When I read Pain Demands to Be Felt, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm seen. This is exactly what I need." Like I just remember like there are so many quotable moments from that book and that movie
absolutely.
that if I had the ability would be tattooed all over my body. Absolutely.
I believe
If
that.
I was an adult when that happened and I had the same reaction, absolutely would be tattooed all over my body. I loved that book and that movie. I need to reread that book. My copy of the book was stolen, but I will have
What?
to get a new one and then well I lent it out and it was never given back. So, but it's okay.
Oh, it's
But
like someone just came
no,
into your
someone
room
did
and
steal it from
stole
me.
it.
But so I'll have to go get a new copy and read it again because
Read
that
it.
book really it seriously genuinely changed my life. I love that book so much and that movie.
My my favorite picture of you ever is when you were in CNA class and you were learning how to insert
Okay, so this
oxygen
is
into
so
your
funny.
nose.
This is so funny. So I have to tell a story with this. So I got my CNA my senior year of high school. And part of that is you learn how to properly put on an oxygen mask or like an oxygen tube. And so we were practicing, obviously. So we each had like little like sections of oxygen tube. So I put it on and I take a picture and send it to my friends. My friend screenshots it and writes in the blue bubble, okay,
And the white bubble.
and
There's
white
both
bubble.
bubbles.
Okay, okay, and send it back. Literally the funniest thing in the whole entire world.
It is,
Is that what I put on that t-shirt for you?
yes, yes. So Abby, one year, either for my birthday, I think it was my
I
birthday.
think it was your
It,
birthday.
birthday, she got me this, like, it's a plain white t-shirt and it has a black sequined heart on it. And you're like, oh, that's so cute. Like, okay. And she goes, no, you have to move the sequins up. So I move the sequins up and it's the picture of Abby with the okay, okay. And
So
I
funny.
still to this day my favorite shirt I own, and
It's
I
so
just
funny.
cry because it's so freaking funny every single time.
Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, that movie, that whole era was so iconic. Like I just
It
wish we
really
could go
was.
back to that somehow.
I know.
I want to go back to that somehow. I thought we
I
were
want the
getting there.
vibes.
Like we got a new Hunger Games movie that was incredible. The Uglies movie, I haven't finished it. I got a little further. I haven't finished it yet, but it looks like it just missed the mark on that one. Which
Yeah.
thinking back, I mean, I loved the book. I loved the book. The premise is a
Weird.
little but like if I was told I was going to be pretty and all I had to do was party for 10 years, who's saying no? Who is saying no? I don't know
Yeah.
who is saying no. Not me. I would be like, frick yeah, bring it on. Give me all the plastic surgery. But anyways, I want this era back. I want it back so
Yes.
bad.
I know. I'm trying to like I really hope and wish we can go back to that era because really the vibes were high. Vibes
It
were
was so
up.
good. So good.
And like it was just such a fun time to be
It really was.
a kid,
It really
teenager,
was.
young adult. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's just an era. But we had the new Hunger Games movie. We're getting another Hunger Games book
I
and
can't wait. I
movie.
can't wait. I can't wait.
The book comes out so soon. It comes out in like freaking February, I
I
think,
know.
which is crazy. So
Which,
that's
well, I mean,
awesome.
if we think about it, we were shocked when it came out that like it was coming out so soon because they like just
Yeah, that's
announced it and
true.
we're like, it's only like it's coming out in like less than a year, like, or it was probably a year at that point. I think it was about a year.
Yeah,
Crazy,
crazy.
crazy, but it's coming out
But I'm
soon.
so
Time's
excited.
flying.
So excited. Okay. The last thing on the list of things that happened in 2014,
We'll have to save the
which,
next year for another episode.
yeah, because there's just too many things to talk about.
2014 was way too iconic. We just love
It was
it.
a good year.
It
It was
really
a good
was.
year. I
It
forgot how
really
good it
was.
was. Um, but the last thing, and this truly changed my life
I think I
and
know what it is.
has changed my life ever
I
since.
think I know what it is.
Do you know what it is?
Is it 1989?
It is the 1989 album that came
Taylor
out.
Swift released 1989 and 2014. This album was so iconic, especially to Emily. If you've watched our other episodes about Taylor Swift, this this album was very iconic for Emily. But
Yep.
2014,
This is truly like the best album of like my favorite Taylor Swift album. Like vibes were high and vibes have been high ever since because of this album. This is my no skip Taylor Swift album. Like I just love it and it changed my life.
it really was like such a moment in time. Like the skater skirts and the crop top, the neon, like everything about this era was so iconic and like so true to the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
So good.
absolutely.
And Taylor
It was
Swift
so good.
is Tumblr's number one fan. So she really embodied all of the Tumblr-ness of 2014.
Yes.
And it was incredible. It was iconic.
Like quite honestly, I'm shocked there isn't mustaches on 1989 somewhere. Like
Absolutely.
hidden. Like I'm very surprised because
Hmm.
she really it was like the height of Tumblr girl era and it was so
Yep.
good. And I love everything about it. And
1989 is an incredible album.
yeah, it's so good. It is so good. Oh my heck. So that is all of the things for the year of 2000. Well, not all the things. Obviously, there was a lot more that happened. These
Yes.
just felt like very significant to me,
Hmm.
and that I wanted to talk about with you.
They Honestly, I didn't realize how good of a year 2014 was. There was so many great things that happened that year. There really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to keep doing this. Obviously, we're gonna have to do another one because I already have another year prepped.
Hmm.
But I want to keep doing it because I was thinking like I wonder what was going on in like 2009 because 2009 we know is my favorite music year. Like that year,
So good. 2008 to
like
2012, I think, was the peak of music, but
truly.
yes.
And
Hmm.
so I'm like I wonder what was going on in pop culture in 2009.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we're gonna definitely have to do more of these because I want to know what was going on in all of these
Hmm.
years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
So if you have a year you want to hear about, let us know. Send us
yeah.
a text or send us a DM or leave a comment or something so we know like what year you guys want to hear because this was a lot of fun. 2014 was a good year to start off with. This was good. This was really good.
It just felt like a good year. It also like just means like it was a big year for me personally. So I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder what all happened that year.
Hmm.
So,
That was an iconic
cool.
time. Iconic time.
Yeah, it
Alrighty.
really was.
Okay, well, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on all of the social medias and streaming platforms, just 801 Diaries podcast.
Yep.
And come back next week. We'll
Yep,
be
I think that's
here.
all. We'll
Okay?
be here. Next week starts no. Yeah, next week we start spooky month. So get ready for Halloween month
Very true. We have
because
some good
it
ideas.
is, we have a lot of stuff planned.
Yeah,
So get excited. If you have
get very
thoughts,
excited.
let us know.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Alrighty.
we will see
Bye,
you later,
guys.
guys. Bye.